That's my first one. All right. Okay. 1, 2, 3.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Welcome to the Afternoon Pint Morning Coffee Edition. I'm Mike Tobin.
I'm Matt Conrad. And who do we have here today?
I'm Gabriella Rizkallah. Do you want my last name?
Yeah, sure.
Does everybody need to know my identity?
Yes. No, that's great.
We need to know if you're susceptible to any diseases. Yeah.
Also, unfortunately, I got to get you to move that mic a little bit closer to you. There we go.
Do you hear me good now?
Yeah, that sounds better.
Yeah,
Okay, amazing.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm getting over a cold though, so you have to forgive me for any...
As long as you don't get me sick, we can be friends.
Oh no, we're past that. We're just trying to
cool.
survive the end of it now.
And I have, on this morning coffee edition, I'm drinking a green tea with no alcohol in it.
I have a non-alcoholic Guinness.
I'm on the green tea
So
kick as well.
it's a sober morning.
Tis.
Yeah.
It's an early morning.
And we're in an art studio. And you're a therapist.
I'm a therapist. I'm an art therapist.
And you help people with therapy through art, so you're going to help me and Matt today.
I'm gonna let you guys unwind, cool down.
We want to get your story here too, but before we get your story, so how does this usually start? We got a blank piece of paper.
You got a blank piece of paper. I like to tape mine down. You don't have to, but when I tape it down, I feel like it's more in place for myself. But I'm gonna give you a prompt because every time somebody comes in here, I give them a prompt.
Okay.
And I know you didn't sleep well.
No, I didn't.
I don't know if you have any.
Oh, yeah, it was all right.
You're good today.
Our cat kept us up all night. It was terrible.
I want you to think about how you're feeling and then associate those with colors.
Yeah.
And I want you to create a scene.
Oh.
So it can be an outside scene. It can be a rural scene. It can be. Well, let's see how it can come out of it. You'd be surprised how much you can get done when I give you a little prompt.
What are these?
All right.
Those are acrylic paint pens. There's markers here, and there's also these watercolor brushes.
Ooh,
with these watercolor paints that are.
Oh, wow.
What?
Yeah, these are little watercolor paints. They're fun.
There's water in the brush.
There's water in the brush.
How old is that water? Did it come with the brush?
You know what? It's undetermined, but it will still do the job.
Okay.
Okay. All right. I'm excited about this.
Okay, I'm gonna have to think about what color I am.
Well, you can think about what color and what scene and all that stuff that you want to do.
Yeah, so use colors that kind of associate with how you're feeling, but the scene can be based on, I don't know, how are you feeling? Are you out in a serenity area? Are you in this hustle bustle area? Are you in like the Apple of New York? Are you in the woods with animals? Okay. Like where are you right now, and why are you in that place?
Okay.
Does that make sense?
I gotta paint this?
You don't have to paint it.
You gotta draw it or paint it or whatever.
Paint it, you can draw it, you can use...
All right, so how we'll start then, now that you can start thinking about that stuff, but why don't we get a little bit of your personal backstory?
My personal backstory.
Yeah, talk about, your journey into, because I know the reason, I'll let you explain, but I know the reason why you got into this stuff is that you are also a neurodivergent person.
Yes.
So,
yes. Well, that's a fun story, actually.
Yeah, tell us.
I've told it a couple times, but I think it's still a very relatable one. So, I was one of those kids growing up that I was told that I was lazy, I didn't like to do anything. I wasn't really a defiant kid in school. I had Lebanese parents, so no way am I going to define my teachers. But at school, I was pretty kind of to myself. Okay. But the work was hard for me. And one day in the 9th grade, I always refer back to Mr. Hickey, the best teacher that has probably changed the trajectory of my life.
Okay.
He asked me
Shout out to him.
Shout out to Mr. Hickey. He knows he's been on several podcast episodes with the story, and he's continued on. But he asked me to read out loud in school. And I just absolutely refused. I said hard no. And he looked at me because, again, I wasn't like a defiant kid at school. I kind of just kept to myself and did my own thing. And he looked at me and he's like, why? I was like, I'm not. And then he didn't push it. And I was like, okay, that's weird. I didn't expect that reaction. But then he told me to stay after class. I was like, I'm in trouble. Like, he's going to yell at me. He didn't. He just said, is something wrong? And I said, yeah, I can't read. And he's like, what do you mean? I said, I stutter. I can't read. I can't get the words out.
So you could actually read, but it was like one of those...
No, so I couldn't actually. I couldn't read.
You couldn't actually read?
I'm dyslexic.
How old were you when this happened?
I was in the 9th grade. So how old are you in the 9th grade?
Yeah.
Like I made it through...
Yeah, 14.
You've been faking it for a minute.
Oh yeah, so that whole like slipping through the cracks thing, like I was that like a poster child.
Wow.
And they're like, what is going on? So they gave me, they requested an assessment, which again is not typical for females back in the day. Like our generation, a lot of girls went undiagnosed because it's an internalized process, and like males tend to externalize it. Like you see them moving a lot, you see them like kind of not focusing and whatnot. So I got that far just adapting with my own learning style. So then when I got my assessment, it didn't specifically say ADHD, but that's what it is now, that to summarize it, but was called severe learning disability.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so that's what they coined me as.
That seems meaner.
Right? Like you should read the assessment. It's not nice. Like I also know, like as a neurodivergent person, that when you do an assessment, you're trying to figure out what that other person needs from you. Like you're like, okay, what is the answer here? Because that's how I lived my life, is trying to figure out what the answer was based on what other people needed. And I had the comprehension of like a grade 2 and the reading comprehension of a grade 1 or something along those lines. And they just kind of looked at my mom, and because she advocated for me, but again, back in the day, people are like, no, she's fine. She's just lazy. No, she's fine. Yeah. And she's like, see? And they're like stunned because like, how did I make it to the 9th grade and nobody noticed this about me?
Right. Yeah.
So it was, I don't know, it was a journey, but from there, then I realized, okay, like I'm not dumb. People just didn't know how to teach me. Like the school, when we were in school, it was very much linguistics, like reading, writing. Okay. But now they're trying to focus it more on like hands-on learning and like catering it towards the needs of the student.
Do these brushes, are they just one color? I don't even understand.
No, you touch the different colors.
So you want to wipe it off. So let me get you a paper towel.
Okay.
You can squeeze it out.
I feel like I'm being assessed right now.
Yeah.
You are.
See, this is the problem. This is when Spicies get together. We're just like, what do we do?
Oh yeah, that's right. That's one of the things she said when I tried to when I was saying, hey, come on, everything. Hey, by the way, I have ADHD. She's like, yeah, no, I clocked that spicy brain. I was like, spicy brain.
In a second.
Okay.
A lot of people in this industry are very creative, and they like to do multiple things, and they think outside of the box. There's like, people will say like it's their superpower, but like it really not to be, I don't know, generic about it. It is like you just see things differently than maybe the other person would.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anyways, but that's kind of like how I actually was a teacher before I did this.
Oh, you're a teacher. Okay.
I was a teacher. My background, I have a bachelor of, well, I went to art school, but I have a bachelor of education, and then I have a master's of education, but my master's focused in the art therapy. But the idea was to go be a teacher, to do what Mr. Hickey did, essentially. To be that teacher, to save the children. But then I got into the schools, I was like, I don't like this as much.
So do you have a lot of grown-ass people doing this, like painting and talking to you?
All the time.
Yeah?
So
or
I
it's
have
not just kids, eh?
No, I work with a lot of kids because I do have the teaching background, so it's a good population to work with because of that knowledge base.
Okay.
But I also have a lot of late diagnosed females. Because again, back when we were kids, ADHD for females wasn't as recognized or known, because again, that internalized process, if you can't see it, nothing's wrong, right?
Right.
And that was like the big part of it. And then as you get into your adulthood, or if you have children, because a lot of my late diagnosed either have children or they're in the stage of their life of like, what's going on, like, why have I never realized this about myself?
Right.
It gets amplified.
Cool.
With more tasks in your life.
I don't know. I mean, I think you know this. I was also diagnosed with ADHD.
When were you diagnosed?
Last year.
Okay, so you were late diagnosed as well.
Yeah, like 6 months before I was. Because I was just last year as well.
Well, what prompted you to get diagnosed?
Honestly, the comedian James Mullins.
Oh, shout out!
Shout out. We had an episode on this show, and I always thought I had it, but when he talked about the real stuff behind it, I was like, holy crap.
So
man.
So when you say the real stuff behind it, what is the thing that like
the struggles that I just thought everybody had?
Oh, like the norm. Oh, this is normal.
Yeah.
Yes.
Getting somewhere, doing something.
The task paralysis, time management.
Maybe this is a therapy thing. Like, I love drawing and I love art, but right now this is the part where I don't like what I'm started, and I want to rip it up and start over.
Yeah, well, I would challenge you to continue through that feeling, because those are those things that we kind of in a metaphor sense, like that's the thing we struggle with day to day as like neurodivergent people is like we second guess everything we do.
So if I was a kid, I'd have like a stack of papers with like 1,000 different drawings with like an eyeball and a nose on it trying to make a person, but I'd never finish the face because I would not be happy because there'd have to be some sort of perverse absolute perfection before I could move on.
Yeah, because you probably perceive things as it's supposed to be and you're like, this is incorrect and it's never going to be correct.
Yeah.
He's like that with his show too.
When you're a kid, did anybody ever?
No.
Something's going on here.
No. I mean, we talked about Lebanese parents. I would say I had Newfoundland parents.
Okay, yeah.
And respectfully,
you know what?
They're the same.
That's what I said.
Blood in terms of like pushing kids.
I've had this conversation.
Not in my fucking house and those types of things. Like my parents were. You didn't mess around, right?
No, you didn't. And it's not like we're faulting them in any way because like they knew what they knew.
No, I agree.
But like I've had this conversation with several of my friends and I say like Newfoundland people and Lebanese people, they're like one and the same in so many aspects.
Well, a lot of it ties back to the religion in the households, close families.
Right, those big families, the door open kind of concept.
Yeah, and I mean Matt's family not much different. I mean they're a Herring Cove family.
Herring Cove, Irish Catholic.
That, right?
Herring Cove families as well. I've had like that's why I'm in the Cove. I'm like, okay.
And we were Irish Catholic too, my family. So it, I think that's kind of part of it.
Yeah, it's just like there wasn't a problem.
You just fought through it, right?
Yeah, of course.
And I mean, I remember, like, I don't want to put my parents down in any ways. I remember, like, I was struggling in school. And the teachers used to be like, be hard on him. Like, you know what I mean? He's not going to pay attention or he's going to do whatever the fuck he wants to do.
Yeah, but that's what they did. They just kind of...
And just, like, not even get mad. Like, or not even, like... I would just smile and say I do whatever you like want me to do and just continue to do it. I'd be like, oh yeah, I'll do that. Yeah, and I just I'm still like that today.
I was gonna say something different.
I know, but that's how you adapted, and that's
sitting in the driveway wondering, does Mike want to come this morning? Because if he doesn't, he might not be here. It is a Sunday, and he doesn't. He likes his routine.
I know. I even said last night, I was like, "Are you sad you're gonna miss the hockey game?"
Oh yeah. Yeah. We didn't know that was gonna happen.
But I watched the first period. Just so people know, we're recording this during the second period of the hockey game, so we'll miss the second period only, really. So
yeah, there you go.
Yeah, hopefully there's not going to be anything too dramatic happening.
Yeah, I hope I turn it on. It's 4-1 Canada.
I've already stopped my painting because I hate it.
No, keep going. Push through. I'm getting you more colors.
We got to make sure that we keep the conversation going here too, and I don't just quietly paint for the next hour.
So what you want to be the same thing. So you want to be the Mr. Hickey of that and pass on that stuff. So what made you realize this is what you wanted to do?
Okay,
not just like get into therapy, but also like, hey, I have a different route to go.
So because of how I am and because I've always adapted through my life, I was essentially told like I wasn't going to do anything, and I was like, I'll show you.
Yeah,
I'll teach
I love
you.
That. Love that.
And moving forward, I was like, okay, so I will figure out what's best for me. And I always loved art in high school. Art was like my safe space.
Me too, man.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
It is an outlet.
I'd have a report card with like 60s, and then digital art be like 100.
See?
Like, what are you doing in that class that you're not doing in any other class?
Because that's how your brain operates visually.
That's a fun class, though.
But it's visual.
Yeah.
It's something you can connect with, and there's an expression involved.
Yeah.
So I actually initially, I have 3 degrees.
Oh, wow.
I lost one of them. How ironic, right?
Like, lost one?
I lost my master's degree. I don't know where I put the frame. It's gone.
Oh, you lost it?
I physically lost it.
I thought someone took it away from you. Like, no, you can't art.
You can't have this.
No, you're not allowed.
Your art's denied.
No, but like that's so like indicative of like an ADHD brain, like losing your absolute like that piece of paper that cost you how much money to get.
Yes.
So I went to NASCAT. So I went to art school, and I was like, oh, this is fun. Like I can do this. Like there was a lot of hands-on things, and it was the way I learned. I was like, okay, so I'm not the problem. How I'm taught is the problem. So then I'm like, okay, what am I gonna do after I'm done NASCAT? Like I can't just be a starving artist on the side of the road. I mean, I could try, but I feel like I needed to do more because I knew art was so impactful to me that I didn't want to just do it for myself. So then I went to education school, and I became an art teacher, and my other teachable was social studies, but we don't have to talk about that because who wants to do history? Not me. So I ended up being an art teacher, and the absolute thing that I loved about being an art teacher was the interactions with the students.
Right.
and what art did with them. And I was the class that the kids that didn't want to go to class came to. Do you know what I mean? So I was like, okay, so there's this connection here. But then I didn't like, as a neurodivergent brain, wouldn't the rules, the structure. I didn't like that I had to teach them how to draw and how to shade and how there was limitations on creating. Does that make sense?
Okay. Yeah, no, 100%.
So, which is interesting because at NASCAT you learn formally how to do art. And I was like, okay. But again, I wasn't very formal when it came to
my. What are you painting over there? You got like a lot of colors going. Are you doing some abstract stuff? Is that what this
not
is?
Specifically yet. I don't really know what it's going to end up, but we'll see.
Matt's got
I'm doing Canada.
Oh, I thought it was a castle.
It is. Well, there's a Chateau Frontenac, the CN Tower.
It's a Chateau Frontenac.
Yeah.
As the French comes out.
Yeah.
Where was I? I don't remember.
You didn't like the formal.
No, I didn't like the formal.
Yeah.
And because of that, I was like, I need to do more. And I actually just got out of like a breakup at the end of my education degree. I was like, maybe I should just do a change. Like, why are we still why am I in Nova Scotia? Like, I have no ties to be here.
Did they leave you because you were all over the place?
Probably. Well, no, it was just, when you have your relationships in your 20s and you kind of learn these things about yourselves and what you want. And sometimes there's relationships for convenience. Like, oh, you went to school together, but like, what do you have in common beyond like
so
school
more,
kind of thing?
Just growing apart.
Just growing apart and like the different kind of perceptions of things and values. And from that, I mean, it was a blessing in disguise because then I was like, well, now I can, like, you're like, graduate your second degree. You're like, oh, now I gotta have kids and get married. I'm like, no, I'm gonna go do something. I'm gonna go figure out more of what I want to do. And I actually moved to Ontario. Okay. Sorry if anybody's
moved around a bit.
Yeah. I've been all over the province. I've lived in Yarmouth. I've lived in Antigonish. I lived in New Glasgow. I've been everywhere.
Which is a little bit crazy because your family is like a staple of Halifax.
I know, but that's the thing. If you're all over Nova Scotia, people are still gonna know who Rudy is.
That's true. Yeah. So Rudy, like her dad is Rudy, like as in Rudy's, like
Rudy's Catering.
Yeah, Rudy's Catering. Everything. Yeah.
Cool.
So yeah, obviously like legend in these parts. What was it? 43 years in business.
I think
he's a hell of a nice guy.
Super nice guy. Yeah, the whole family's great, right? But yeah, it's
But that. Hold on, I'm probably not that by the microphone. So just 1 second.
Yeah, no worries.
We need some water. I'm running low over here.
It's gonna be a weird episode.
It's gonna be. It's all over the place. Well, put 3 ADHD people in a room.
Yeah. Let the freak flag fly.
I mean, it's not typical that a Lebanese, like especially female, is allowed to kind of branch out as I did. But my families, as we got older, they got kind of more easygoing and open-minded towards these ideas because my dad's an immigrant, so he came here and you kind of have this idea of how your family's supposed to be, but you have to kind of change with the environment that you're in.
Yeah.
Like
right.
everybody else is able to branch out. Like, why are we confined in this area? And that goes back to these things of like, I don't follow rules. So even if they didn't want me to, I'm gonna do it anyways. So I moved to Ontario and I have family in Michigan, so if they felt better about it because there was family close by. I was like, I'll teach, I'll figure out what I want to do. But then I found this program in Detroit. And it was an art therapy program. So it was a master's in education, but it's specifically focused in art therapy. And I was like, oh, what is this? And then I found like my two passions, art and like working with people, and combined it together.
Okay.
And thus we are here.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So now, if they go to you, can they get their can you get this covered by medical if I come over and paint?
Yeah, so that's one of the bigger things I wanted to make sure I was. So art therapy specifically isn't typically covered by your insurance because it's one of those creative processes. I don't. That's a conversation that is a bigger thing for me.
So
But
no, well, just tell me a little bit more about it. So why is it covered or why is it not covered?
So art therapy specifically is not covered.
Okay.
And that's the whole insurance situation. So like that's a whole bigger conversation of like why wouldn't it be covered? It covers the same processes. Whatnot,
yeah,
blah,
exactly.
blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, I think that's.
But I am registered as a counselor here because again.
So you can still use the counselor.
Yes. So the counselor. Yes.
Okay.
So that's why I say like my modality is art therapy. So like how I practice is with art, but like I am a counselor first. Does that make sense?
What's the outcome from most of the folks that come visit you? Like what are you trying to achieve with seeing people and talking to them over art?
A lot of it is people like kind of trying to rediscover themselves because I advocate a lot for like the neurodivergent brain and how you're not nothing's wrong with you. You just think differently maybe than the next person, and you're in that kind of, again, that internalized process, and how you second guess everything, and how the confidence, a lot of people come in because they second guess themselves. They don't have this confidence. They feel like they've been told they were wrong for so many things in their life,
right?
Which is common. I mean, if you live your life trying to figure out what other people want and need, then how are you ever going to find who you are as a person?
Well, that's really true.
And I work a lot with ADHD autism, not just ADHD. And again, those brains are so unique, and I feel like they're so misunderstood. And I guess, again, like, I was so misunderstood that's why I wanted to focus more on that population.
Now, I did see on your website, though, that, like, it's you do focus on that, but also with, like, anxiety and things like that. So do you also work with people who aren't those, but also just have anxiety as well?
Yeah, so that's the thing, is like a lot of people were diagnosed with general anxiety or like social anxiety or depression, but those are like the comorbidities of like the top of the pyramid. I always say, like, you have ADHD, and then with ADHD comes these other
anxiety?
Because you have an anxious kind of you have an anxious brain.
I got diagnosed with both, right?
Yeah. And then you're like, wait a minute, this still doesn't make sense. Like, why am I still why maybe isn't
and the process is kind of shitty too.
Yeah.
Like, you wait and you get diagnosed.
Yeah.
And then you just get like prescribed the medication.
Right.
And
you just get sent on your way.
And that's it.
And that's it. Here we go. Figure it out.
Guess I'm just on drugs now. and it sucks because you don't really like. So I started taking Ritalin.
Yes.
The Ritalin would help me with laser focus, but laser focus wasn't my issue.
What was your issue?
My issue was not focusing on the right thing.
Yeah, you hyperfixate on certain things.
So now I was just hyperfixating on even fucking more minuscule things. Like, late at night, Andrea's like, what are you doing? And I'm like, I just need to finish this. Right? And that's kind of the problem I had. So I found, like, the medications that I took, quite honestly, accelerated some of the problems I was having. Now, there was a perfect storm where sometimes they would work. So on a good day, I remember, like, I impressed everyone at work one week because I had, like, basically done all the spreadsheets for all the countries and all the things, and it was like the best thing for my brain that day. I just wanted to do it, and they asked me to do that again. Probably never happened, but it was just the stars aligned that day, and I was motivated to do something different, but more. I find that moods can change day to day. Absolutely. And that totally affects how or what I want to do.
Yeah, and I also say that, like, medication is always coupled with. So, like, if you're taking medication, like, I'm not a for or against. It's, like, what works for you.
Yeah.
But if you're not understanding how your brain is working, then that medication's not going to serve you as well.
Yeah.
So if you don't realize that you are maybe a person that, like, has task paralysis, if there's, like, maybe this pile of work piling up and you're like, no, like, I'm going to go do this other thing that makes no sense with what I'm supposed to be doing.
And like, it sounds like such bullshit.
I get that.
Still,
yep.
Like,
but it's true.
Paralysis is a thing.
It's such a thing.
It's so hard to believe that there is an actual diagnosis for my ability to avoid things that I know need to be done.
And that's where the whole lazy concept comes in. It's like, you're not lazy, you're just literally paralyzed by the idea of having to finish this task.
No, and I'm definitely not lazy. In fact, like, I don't ever stop.
Yeah,
like,
I know.
I do lots of things.
How can people coin us
lots
as
of different
lazy?
things.
It's like,
so it's like, I'm the one in my household that's usually the last one to sit or the last one to relax.
Yes.
And I don't do that until usually after 9 p.m.
Yeah.
Like, that's when I'll have my time or whatever in front of on the couch.
Yeah.
But usually before then, I'm never sitting down. I have a hard time.
Because your brain's like, I gotta do this, and it just keeps going, and people don't realize it doesn't stop throughout the day. Like, sometimes people will say, like, this person's in the cloud, like, they're not focused, but, like, it's because their brain has never stopped moving. Like, it just keeps going.
A lot of people say, like, I wish I could spend a day in your head, and I'm like, no, you don't.
No.
I mean, it's fun, but, like, it's like a carnival that doesn't close.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's just
like, people jumping around
everywhere.
Cartwheels everywhere.
And it's just like, no, it's exhausting. Like, I don't want to always be here. Sometimes. So I've been doing a lot of meditation this year. That's been helping.
Meditation?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. This is the same kind of concept, though.
So, yeah.
This mindfulness and this kind of, like, taking ourselves out of our brain and putting it somewhere else, or, like...
It's distracting.
We made a cool investment this year where we bought an indoor sauna
Ooh.
Now, it's not a fancy one.
No, it doesn't matter.
Right, we have a hot tub, but I didn't like going outside in the winter and all the
I don't blame
things
you.
associated with going outdoors and all that. I mean, it's a bit of a job to go outside and get in the hot tub and to get out. And then you got to dry yourself and all this other
You
crap.
gotta freeze your tits off.
Yeah. So this was just like a cheap thing. So it was at Costco, right? And
is it the one that blows up or what's
yeah,
it?
it's kind of just like a tent.
Yeah.
And it's a steam sauna.
Yeah. I saw
And it
that.
has red therapy lights in it.
Oh.
So I go in that every morning. That's probably why my tree's red.
Oh.
Yeah.
The
No,
projection.
it's just because I didn't know how the markers worked.
I just figured it out on my way.
I just rolled with it. But yeah, like it's really cool. And then I'll put a meditation thing on my home Google Mini and listen to that while I'm in the sauna.
So why do you feel like that helps you though? Why do you feel like the sauna is like a safe space for you?
It forces myself to not think for a minute.
Yeah.
And
because you're so damn hot, and you're just sweating your ass off. You're like, man, this is hot.
Oh, well, yeah,
I can't think.
They're telling you to breathe, so you listen, right? And that's really
So
what
you're
it is.
telling me to breathe, so I listen.
Just breathe. You're like, okay, I'll breathe, count and stuff. Okay, I'll count. And then, but I know it sounds silly, but it really does help. I have to constantly pull myself back into that guided meditation.
Right.
She'll be talking, or he'll be talking, or whoever, and I'll go and come back.
Yeah.
But what's nice is that I come back.
That takes a lot of discipline though.
Yeah.
For your type of brain, like this meditation process.
Oh,
yeah, I couldn't do that.
It does. I've done it every
hard.
single morning this year.
Yeah.
And I coupled that with exercising every single morning this year.
When you started it, was it easy to do, or did you find it like you had to really put the effort into focus on what you're doing?
Off and on.
Okay.
I find myself changing people sometimes.
Yeah.
Like there was a voice I was listening to, and she's fantastic. Her name's Jo, and she does a free meditation on Spotify.
Is it how she articulates things? Is it her voice? What is it that
Just real calm, chill voice, and but still sometimes I'm like, okay, I need somebody else today.
Right. Yeah.
Joe's not working.
Joe's not working for me. But
And,
that's you adapting to it. So.
There's nothing bad against Joe, but we'll hang out again.
Okay.
But like it's but yeah, no, it's really interesting, and I had to put a challenge in place because I knew I was gaining a lot of weight.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, I want to I want to make sure I'm being healthy as I get older. I'm in my 40s.
Right.
So I made it a thing. I've exercised every single morning this year.
Wow.
It's January 1st onwards, and then I do the meditation after. So it's a whole thing.
Yeah.
It takes an hour of my day, but
I mean that's huge to have that put in place. So
it's making me late for everything else in life.
Well, at least it's calming your brain that morning. So like you're starting off in a good headspace.
I'm
Like
starting
that's
a way better space.
So that's
even this morning I got up early because I had to come here, and I'm like, all right, I'll friggin' get my thing done because I got to get up at 7 a.m. if I want to be here for 10.
Right.
Yeah. I'm talking more than you here. Like this is a full-on therapy.
It's good.
This feels like a therapy session. Yeah, exactly.
It's the space for it. Yeah, but that's what I mean. Like those types of things is that when you say medication and when you say like, well, I don't see it works at every point in my life, it's because you figured out ways to adapt for yourself. But you've done that for your whole life.
Yeah.
And that's kind of how you've managed your life. And then we have the conversation now for younger children as like, yeah, medication is helpful, but also like, what are we doing to help them understand who they are? And what are we helping them to like move forward so they know that like they are going to have a hard time doing tasks. They are going to have a hard time focusing, and they're not wrong about it. There's nothing wrong with them.
I love that. Like what you just said there, helping people understand who they are. How do you frame that to an adolescent? Because that's something we try to teach our kid, and that's like the hardest thing in the world. Like where our home is very much, express yourself, be yourself.
Absolutely,
we want you to be the best version of yourself.
Yeah.
We're really good in that way. It's something we're good at. But I think going beyond that and getting her to push herself to express herself and find her path is tough sometimes because there's a lot of resistance there.
Of course, I mean, there's a lot of resistance in you have a teenager? Yeah. Okay, so you have like the double whammy. So like when you have a teenager, not only do you have kind of the idea of like going through pubescent years and the years like there's like a biological part of ourselves that like we don't want to listen to our parents. Like we need to leave the nest and like figure it out on our own. So you're fighting against that.
That's false. That's very true. Is this water?
That's water. Yeah.
Oh, that was your tea, man.
Were Were you dipping it in there?
I was looking for water, and I was like, I don't know, maybe you just use a little splash pad over here.
And when you go back to that kind of conversation, like how do we articulate it to our children? It's not like so much articulating things to them; it's modeling it.
Okay.
So if you expect your child to express themselves, you should also do the same. Do you know what I mean? If they're like, "What's wrong?" or like, "What's going on?" or if you're angry, you don't really to let them know what's going on or why you feel this way. Then how are they going to model it themselves?
Right.
And it's not that you're doing anything right or wrong in those aspects. It's just like you can say what you need to say till the cows come home. You know that saying, like, but it doesn't matter if you're not modeling it yourself, because practice what you preach kind of thing.
How do you keep your own kids away from screens and stuff?
I have 3 kids. Yeah. So I have a 2-year-old, a 4-year-old, and a 6-year-old.
Okay. That's a lot of kids.
Yeah.
A lot of parents.
There's a lot of kids in there. So screens it's interesting for me. So one of my kids has a really hard time getting away from the screens. The 2-year-old's not too bad. It's my middle child. Yeah. And my oldest is also not too bad. So we've had, because I've implemented art throughout their lifetime, like I'll be like, oh, go draw or go color. But because my oldest child is definitely spicy, he can go from task to task, and he can go hyper focus on something that he's interested in. So if you have something nearby to focus him on, he's okay. My middle child, it's not that he needs screens, it's that he doesn't like the break. When you when you suddenly turn something off, his brain can't switch off to like, I was focused on this, and now that goes into meltdown mode. Okay. So it's not so much that screens are the issue, it's that we have to navigate like how to present the screens. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So that's kind of been, it was harder when I had the newborn, like the 3rd child and the newborn, because like I was in survival mode. I'm not gonna lie, like take whatever you want. Watch whatever you need, just leave me alone for 1 second kind of thing. But now that she's older and she articulates things very well as well for a 2-year-old. And the communication between the 3 of them, like they all play together, which is really great. Screens haven't been as much in the forefront as it was kind of when I had little babies around. But I know in teenage years, because I've had this with my own clients, that can be more of an issue.
It's huge right now.
Yeah, it is a huge one. I'm not in that stage yet.
All kids in their teens, like, and I mean, it sucks because it's like this thing where one kid, you can't be the one kid in the class with a phone these days,
you
right?
feel left out.
So the parent feels kind of trapped into allowing them. But I mean, these devices, we know now more than anything. Like, there's a great book that's out right now. I was just listening to an interview of the author. Basically, it's called The Anxious Generation.
Yeah, Jonathan Haig.
My neighbor told me about this, actually.
Okay.
Yeah, it's Jonathan Haig or something like that. I follow him online a lot.
Yeah, she adored it.
So I mean, it's basically, these...
Because it's click happy. Everything's like immediate, like...
Dopamine, addictions.
But it's worse than that. It's the fact that it's like such an addictive tool. What?
You are down there.
I'm having fun, man.
It is. It's because of the dopamine kick. It's like just like it's constant. I guess to go back to my kids and how it affects screens, like when it comes to commercials of any sort, pauses. Like we had to wait 3 minutes for the next thing to come on.
100%.
There's no form of patience.
And this addiction's worse than cigarettes for kids.
Yeah.
And the fact that they're not letting people. They should be. Parents should be suing these companies for, harming their children.
Imagine how rich we would be at this age.
The thing is that we now know that the way that TikTok and all those things and all that, the algorithms, but we know that it's no different than VLTs.
No, I know.
They're essentially VLTs, right?
They hire the same people to...
Yeah. It's that imaging and everything that kind of gets people... Yeah. So it could actually create an addiction. So, I mean, you may end up creating... more, even gambling addicts further and everything.
I'm pretty sure that gaming and stuff is now in the DSM-5. If I could be wrong, I should double
Wouldn't
check.
Wouldn't surprise me. Yeah.
Gaming,
gaming addictions. I don't know if it's specifically in it yet, but I know there's like.
See, gaming's the one thing for me that helps with my ADHD.
Okay.
Kind of because it calms me down and makes me think about a task instead of just meandering about stuff.
But as an adult, you can recognize these behaviors about yourselves.
Yeah,
as a teenager, their brains aren't. As teenagers, their brains aren't in the stage that they can understand like this distinguishing between the differences,
right.
And they get like a rush from it, or like a focus on it, or they're like getting this. There's also there's a back and the force too, because with neurodivergent brains, screens can be very beneficial in certain ways.
Mm-hmm.
It can, if you're an anxious child, something like games can offer a place of safety and solitude.
Right.
It can put you in a reality that you don't have to be in, then you're constantly anxious. Does that make sense?
That's such a good way to put it.
I know.
No,
So
it
like,
totally makes sense actually.
But it's like
sometimes it's actually good for in an anxious moment for my teen to have
some sort of because it separates them.
Just chill out for a second.
Yeah,
it's okay. Just you gotta go on TikTok and
it's just
it's this weird balance because
moderation.
Because that doctor, that Jonathan guy, this is some of the stuff we've been following since I've had a 4-year-old and everything. Right. So he talks about how studies now that we have them, because we 15 years ago we didn't have smartphones.
We are the studies.
Yeah, we are exactly. Yeah, seriously. So it's like we basically what he said was that every hour daily average that and it's mostly studies in kids, right? So it's developmental minds.
Yeah.
That every hour that a kid gets on the daily average actually increases anxiety and depression by 7%.
Yeah.
And the North American average is greater than 5 hours per day.
Yeah.
Which, when people say like, why do kids kids in grade 3 have anxiety? And this is why, right? It's like,
well,
I used to say,
but I would argue that point.
Yeah.
Do kids in grade 3 have anxiety, or did kids in grade 3 always have anxiety and we didn't recognize it?
It could be either one. I don't know, but I mean, if the technology probably is impacting it negatively in some way, right?
And there's always relevance when it comes to that stuff, and like kind of like factual things that you have to think of exterior factors.
Yeah.
Like everything is relevant.
Yeah.
But anxiety is heightened. But I can vaguely, I can specifically remember as a child, like how anxious I was to be in like public spaces too,
yeah.
like in group settings or in like those types of things. And I was a kid. I didn't know what anxiety was. So there's definitely additions to the anxieties that kids are facing. But I also think that the conversation of anxiety for kids wasn't as prominent as it is now.
Yeah.
Because kids don't. If an adult can feel anxious, how do you think an underdeveloped mind can feel, not knowing what's going on, that can rationalize and articulate and be logical in a space? Does that make sense?
Yeah, which, if by any chance any kid ever listens to this, I'm like, listen, you are...
Shout out Seiji, Reese, and Ziggy.
Well, but it's like, you gotta, like, I hope they hear this message. You don't pay taxes yet. This is the best time of your life. Enjoy it.
To not feel... That's easier said than done,
It
my
is,
friend.
I know it is, I know. But that's what's always thinking. It's like, what? It's like, you get to go to school and hang out with your friends and, not have to do what we do, so...
Yeah, that's true. But
it is easier said than done. It's true.
That's easier because my 6-year-old is probably one of those anxious people I've ever met, and he's anxious because he receives information so much more deeply than maybe his average person. Like he can see body language and people, how they respond and how they act.
Right.
And he takes it and he's like, I don't want to get in trouble or act like that, or people receive me like that. And he's just an anxious kid.
Right.
But like I wouldn't attribute to any screams in that aspect. He was an anxious child, but you're right. There is a level of anxiety that comes with these screens.
Yeah.
And
I think so I'm a bit of a different case, because when I went through and got my assessment, my psychiatrist, I think. Is it
who the psychiatrist prescribed?
Yes, that's the one. So psychiatrist, the one who actually like diagnosed me and then prescribed medication.
Okay. Yeah.
So yeah, so she did say that I was a bit of a rare case, because most times when you are neurodivergent, you have something else.
Yeah.
Right? You generally have anxiety or things like that or whatever.
Yeah,
I don't. So I don't.
You don't feel anxious in any
ever
aspects of your life?
I have anti-anxiety.
I have anti-anxiety. You are a rare case.
So she when we talked through and she asked me a bunch of questions about stuff, she said she's like, oh, what's that blessing like?
Because like you didn't have to think about that.
Well, and also I just like, so I mean, my kind of journey, I guess, in this is like, my wife's a teacher,
yes.
And she strongly believes in like, leaving no child behind. So she's taken a lot of extracurricular courses and stuff like that to learn about neurodivergent, like it's particularly autism and ADHD. And so she tries to come up with strategies in the class.
That's not as prominent as you would think in the
she right really tries, right?
She's elementary, you said?
She's grade 3. Okay,
yeah.
So so she did say to me, it was probably, I don't know, it was like 8-9 years ago or something like that. She said to me, she's like, I'm not an expert and I can't diagnose you, obviously, but she's like, based on what I know, you are probably ADHD.
Based on my interpretation.
Yeah. And I was like, oh, you think so? And she was like, yeah, probably. And
is she herself?
No.
Okay.
No. But she was just like, yeah, I think this is it. So I was like, okay. So I started doing a little bit of reading, kind of trying to be a little more self-aware and everything, right?
Right.
And the further I looked into it, and the further I found myself actually really identifying, even though I probably show lots of external characteristics of it, but I do see a lot of the internal stuff where I was kind of like, oh yeah, I do kind of think like that. Yeah, my mind does work like that way and everything. And but I kind of just shelved it and was just kind of like,
just put on the shelf.
Well, I was like, I said to her, I was like, should I go and get medication and whatever? And she was just kind of like, well, I mean, you made it this far, like,
that's kind of like, but that's why it's so hard to get diagnosed as an adult.
Yeah,
because they're like, well, you made it this far. Like,
well, that's it, right? But then I was kind of like, well, you know what? She was like, you've done well in your life and everything. I was like, yeah, but maybe I could like take over the world if I
that's like
was more focused.
Neurodivergent brain thinking. Well, I mean, I could do more.
Yeah. So yeah, I was anyway. That's pretty like. So I let it sit a little bit and just kind of was like, kind of just being self-aware and reading more about it.
Yeah. Well, I have a question for you then, because I know you have a child.
Yeah.
Do you see any tendencies in him that you see in yourself?
Yeah. A little bit, but I mean, I'm also kind of like, well, he's 4, so I don't know.
Yeah, he's young,
right?
He's
so it's
very
like,
much young.
So I don't know necessarily, like, is it or isn't he or whatever, right? So maybe there's definitely some things. He has a lot of similar interests that I have, so we'll see.
More so in the fact of like, do you see anything that's like someone didn't notice with you as a child that you see in your child, you're like, oh, that makes sense. Like,
there's a lot of interests. So it's like, the only difference is that, again, like I have that anti-anxiety. So I'll try anything. I don't like, I'm just kind of like, well, all right, I'll just try it. I'll just do it. Yeah. And in fact, actually, when someone says like, hey, would you like to try this, or would you like to do this, or like, podcasting or whatever it is, right?
Yeah.
If someone's like, hey, we should try this, I will sit, think about it, and then, and it's something I've never thought about before. But then if I sit and think with it for a minute, and if my brain decides like, yes, I want to do that, it's like, I really want to do that, and I've wanted to do this my entire life. Yeah. Don't steal my dream from me.
Take my thunder away.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
So, honestly, I think a big part of me wanting to actually finally get diagnosed is actually Mike getting diagnosed. Like, he was just kind of like, man, I'm just gonna do it, and I was like, yeah, screw it, I should just do it too.
You just wanted the confirmation? Because I also have clients that like, I don't need the confirmation, or they're like, I really need the confirmation, or I feel like an imposter kind of thing.
Yeah,
100%.
I didn't want to have, one of your diagnoses, you always feel you have imposter syndrome everywhere you go.
Yeah, essentially.
Like, everywhere you go. So it's like, I just would like to feel like I had one club I belong to.
So in the cool club.
Like, yeah, I'm with you guys. And honestly, the best story about getting in that club was the first time I went to pick up my medication. So I'm at Shoppers Drug Mart, right? And I get in the line up to get the drugs. And anyways, so they're supposed to be ready. They're not ready.
Right.
Shout out to Shoppers. Always prescriptions, great work.
Yeah. But, yes.
But anyways, I'm like, they're like, you're gonna have to wait 30 minutes, right? Or whatever. And I'm like, fine, I'll wait. Yeah, I'll just wait around. And so I'm like going to wait around, walk around, and there's this dude in the back. He's like, wait. He's like, first time diagnosis? And I'm like,
No, he didn't.
And he's like, I have ADHD too. I was diagnosed in that all too. I was like, cool, bro. And we started talking. And he got me like my medication in like 5 minutes, and I felt like a champ. I was like, oh, that guy's the man.
What amazing. Yeah. That's amazing.
And,
it's like the secret handshake.
It was like I finally felt like, oh, I'm in a club now. This is awesome.
I actually posted something on my story the other day about small talk and like how like I would I like anything to get out of small talk, but like something like this, like these conversations of like, just let me know everything about you, stranger. Like I want to know everything. And it's like people, that's when I said like I smelt it, like I knew because of how you kind of interact with people.
Yeah,
it's like you just want to know this person. It's, you don't want to know like what they had for dinner or what they feel about the weather. You want to know who they are.
There was no short conversation with me. That is for sure.
Never.
Because and I think the other thing is what people don't really realize, and like, you know, you kind of get labeled of like, oh man, they just talk so much. And it's like, no, you don't understand. I can't tell you the 2-minute story without all of the context in behind.
You need the details.
Yes, I need to make sure you fully understand the 2-minute story, so I have to give you the 20-minute story.
Background. I know.
And it's impulsive. It's crazy.
It is, but it's also like, it's such a beautiful thing with these people. It's like you have this, you get to know people, and you feel like no judgment. They're like, they don't care. Like you can tell them your weirdest thing that happened that morning, or like what happened with, I don't know, something in your life, and they're like, yeah, same. Cool.
I killed the guy on the way here.
But it's like it kind of going back a little bit to like the anti-anxiety thing, which was weird because that's one thing that like, because when you were talking about it, I was kind of like, oh, like I don't feel that. Like even like my wife, I remember randomly she brought up one time, was just like, do you ever get let's see, I can't even remember the word right now. Do you ever get intrusive thoughts?
Oh yeah.
And I was like, what's intrusive thoughts?
You don't know what intrusive.
Like literally 8 years ago,
How does it feel to be there?
Yeah, she was like, you don't know what an intrusive thought is? Like, no, what's that? She's like, you're driving over a bridge and you like see it collapse, or like you envision it collapsing, and or like someone breaks into your home and you kind of like come up with an escape route and what you're gonna do and something like.
I had an intrusive thought the moment I lied down last night for bed. I thought my car exploded. Does that make sense?
Okay, see, this is the thing.
And I mean, honest to God, like I have the battery charger. As you know, my car, the battery died in the Mazda, so I had it plugged in one of those overnight chargers to get done. I heard like a click outside. I'm like, fuck, there goes the car.
Let's go.
The house is on fire. We're all gonna die.
Did you stay in the bed?
Get the pets. Yeah.
Yeah.
Didn't. I got up eventually to kind of look around, but I didn't even actually look where the problem would have been.
Yeah. Okay.
But I checked around the house to make sure everything was good.
So that's the I would not have that type of stuff, right? Okay. So like the only thing like the intrusive thoughts that I get are honestly like nice ones. Like I get
get out of here.
I know.
I hate you, man.
I know. I get moments of like,
nice
wouldn't it be
ones.
cool if I could like work in the south of France and like every summer while my because my wife is a teacher, so it's like she could take like we take the summer and I could just continue working in there. Like I envision that sometimes, and so I think.
Do you ever get intrusive? Okay, but when you had a child, did you get intrusive thoughts? I feel like I wasn't very an anxious person. I was like socially in certain ways, but like when I had children, like everything made me anxious.
Children, yeah.
No.
No. No fear.
No fear. When LP was like, I don't know, I think he was not quite 2.
Yeah.
He kicked off. That was brushing his teeth or whatever, whatever he had in there, and he kicked off the bed and rolled, and he hit his head off of the nightstand, and he split his head like right there, big goose egg, and started bleeding, and I was just like. And my wife, who is anxious, I was just like, I looked at her, I was like, oh, we should probably go to the hospital. And she was like, what? And I was like, well, I mean, he hit his head, it split open, you want to make sure he doesn't have a concussion and whatever. It's like, it's swelling there quite a bit. And like, that's how my mind works.
That's normal though. That's normal for ADHD.
I was like, boom, boom, boom. Like, this is what we need to do.
Anything that's really high pressure, like a concern.
That's right.
Yeah.
So it's like I don't worry about that stuff. Now, what I've learned though is like I still, this is again side story, ADHD side story. I'm not on the medication yet because what is a little bit frustrating is that they give you. I had to take an EKG thing, right?
Yes,
so
they do. Yeah.
They have to give you this thing. This is not something that should be left for me to do because I have this sheet in my car and it's been in my car for quite some time for about however many months now, right?
Oh yeah.
And I'm sitting there.
Like, schedule it for me.
Well, yeah. It's almost kind of like, can you just schedule it for me? Because right now it's like you have to call and do that. And I'm like, I don't think about this during the day.
Yeah, I know.
Anyway, so I'm still not on medication. But what I have been doing for the last 12 weeks is I have been getting like group therapy sessions.
Oh, really?
And one of the a couple weeks ago, they went over something where they talked about defense mechanisms, and they got us to like kind of analyze that and like analyze ourselves and everything. And I think the reason why I don't get anxiety, this is one of the things I kind of discovered about myself, is why I don't get that is that one of the superpowers I have for defense mechanism is compartmentalization.
Yeah.
I'm like really good at that.
Yeah. Okay.
Like things don't blend. And I can just put it away, and I can put it away.
Okay, so you shut it off.
Yeah. So, yeah. But I will say that the task paralysis thing, like I will say superpower, like, you know, AI and ADHD, I think is a superpower because that combination. Because I will sit there and go like, I don't want to start this. I don't want to start this.
It's really awesome for me too.
Oh, yeah. But like if you can get it kicked off
for writing and stuff for me. Oh my goodness.
Writing prompts.
Oh,
yeah.
To build out the bones so you can flesh out.
Because your brain knows everything. You just can't articulate it on paper.
Right.
Yeah.
And if you can get it to even do the first 30%, I then automatically jump in and I'm like, I can do this. Like this is it's already like started. And then I get excited about it because I'm seeing something already.
Yeah, I know it's amazing. Yeah, I mean, obviously there's the downfalls with AI and like that's a whole other conversation. But when it comes to like someone who's like dyslexic, and I'm like, I can't even string a sentence together without having to read it 17 times. Like, can you just edit the sentence for me? Can you just make sure the structure makes sense, or like use a better word for me? So
in your counselor opinion, you think Matt's a psychopath?
Probably, yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, there you go.
I really do.
That checks out. That checks out.
It's like, no anxiety? What do you mean?
Yeah, it's like, I don't care about nothing.
I'm fine.
But you know what? The negative side to that is my lack of anxiety can sometimes be interpreted as lack of empathy.
Yes, okay, yeah. I mean, that's
so
fair.
That's a negative side to that.
Yeah, and it's not that you don't have empathy. It's just like people maybe don't think maybe in that moment you should have more empathy in the moment.
Yeah,
a lot of people with ADHD, do they have troubles with empathy sometimes?
I would say they're probably highly empathetic.
Okay.
Like they're like there's like
higher empath.
yeah, like but in a way that like is still rational in a sense. Like you can be like you can feel for this person, but you can also find the solution. Like you look at something, you're like, okay, like you feel this is a shitty situation, but let's work on it together. Let's make you feel better. Let's
better helpers.
Yeah, like they problem solve. Yes, that's a big one. It's
that's 100% my like mentality. If someone comes to me and says like, "Hey, I'm sad or depressed because of blank," my mind immediately goes to like,
"I'll fix it."
Yeah. Let me fix it, or hey, you don't want to feel like that though, right? So like, let's just figure out a way to move on.
Yeah, or how can I make you feel better in this moment? Yeah.
And people will be like, no. Like sometimes, you know, you'll hear people say like, no, you got to sit in your emotions. And I'm just kind of like, no, that's a terrible thing. Why would I want to sit in that emotion?
Well, you do, because then you learn to process those emotions you're feeling. But also you have to go to the next step of like having a solution to make yourself feel better from those emotions.
Yeah.
But like all emotions are valid. Like you aren't a robot. That's the biggest thing though, is like when people would say like don't cry, like what do you mean, like that's part of one of my feelings, like we have these feelings in our body.
I don't react well with crying, that's for sure.
I mean it can make you feel uncomfy, but it's still like positive to allow yourself to cry because it's a release. Crying, there's a reason you're crying. Your nervous system.
Weird times. I cried when I watched Joe Dirt.
That is a weird time to cry.
So I remember being hungover one time and Joe Dirt was on.
Okay.
And they were chucking.
Very emotional movie.
They were chucking stuff at him at the cafeteria. I'm like, poor Joe. I'm like, man, I'm not that guy. He doesn't deserve all this.
Did you? Was it an internalized thing? Was it like what you believed at any point in your life?
I find hangovers. I can be more emotionally attached to movies after.
Because alcohol is a depressant and it makes you sad. So that's probably
science.
So I have a question about because with you having dyslexia.
Yeah.
ADHD.
Yeah. Which is common. Yeah.
But now also being in a point where you're trying to help people through that, there's obviously challenges that you have to overcome.
Yeah.
How do you do that?
Well, I mean, it's interesting because like I have learned experience and I have like personal experience. So like as therapists, I work with people who I can relate with. Like these are people like I was you. I see this. Like I understand it. So my challenges are really with paperwork. Like that's
fair. That's legit.
my challenge. But when it comes to like the interactions with my clients, like I feel like that's where my superpower lies, is because I can understand it so well and I can like see the things that you've been struggling with and that you talk so down to yourself about that it's not, no, nothing's wrong there. Like I was there. Nothing's wrong. You just were taught that you were wrong in how you are. So does that make sense? Like societal norms versus like who you are as a person.
So, but I mean that also kind of like is a bit of that twofold question. It's like you struggle with paperwork, so it's so I mean it makes sense though, because if you're dyslexic, obviously paperwork is something that is hard to do.
My demise, my absolute demise. And you know what?
Is that where AI helped? Like could that
it definitely helps when it comes to like navigating my thoughts. Like if I put notes down or anything like that, and I have it to make it like sound professional and any of this, and there's like approved AI things now for therapists, like they're integrating with everything now, so it's like I don't want to fight against something that is inevitable, especially if I had AI when I was like in high school or in university, do you know how many hours I would not spend writing papers? And,
100%.
Oh my god, the amount of life hours I've wasted on papers is criminal.
Yes.
So that's kind of the biggest benefit for me, because otherwise I've adapted so well with so many other things in my life that I feel like my biggest downfall is anything that is structured. Structured paperwork. But give me an idea, I'll figure it out, I'll run with it.
And so the other thing too is like you have this your art studio here,
right?
But you do go into the schools and work with the schools, or do you not?
I do PD days a lot.
Okay,
so I work with teachers.
Okay, you work with teachers. Okay, because
so,
my wife knew the name of the business when I said we were coming. Yeah.
Wow, that's exciting. I did the big conference. They have a big conference every year.
Yeah.
And I was one of the presenters, and I've done it in the past. The reason that it's harder to work with like students specifically because there's like a lot of approval processes when it comes to working in the school. Although I used to work in the school, there's still like those kind of like red tape things, but there are definitely more people reaching out in regards to teaching their teachers.
Okay.
And letting teachers realize like neuroaffirming like care and how to like work with students that maybe they feel like are defiant. When they're not defiant, it's like their anxiety's coming out and they don't know how to articulate what's going on, or they like the space is not conducive to their learning. So like teaching people how to teach others too, or how to work with others like us.
Exactly. Yeah.
So, Matt,
yes,
we're probably got to get you 10 questions.
Yeah, we do.
Friend.
Oh, okay.
So we're going to do
10 silly questions.
10 silly questions.
This
I love them.
has been a very interesting episode of Afternoon.
Yeah. At least you see our art. I don't know if you're going to see it on the Spotify's, but...
You guys actually went with like art. I just decided to like draw Canada.
Oh, you know what? That's subjective. Art is subjective, so
yeah. That's beautiful.
That is still
that's kind of Maud
a
Lewis
means of...
style, Matt. I like
Maud Lewis.
What about mine?
There you
go. Yours is very pretty. It's a sunset over a little ocean.
See, that's very relaxing and stuff like that. Like when you look at that, that's more of like it does look like... You
interpret it as relaxing. That's interesting.
Yeah, like it looks like the ocean and the sunset.
Okay. No, I see a comet about to destroy civilization.
He's the psychopath. He's the psychopath.
Yeah. That was very honest, so I don't know.
Yeah, maybe that's true. I guess that's true. Yeah. You
Yours turned out beautiful.
Yeah, you're great, man. That's good.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Build this little tree and layers. Look at
this. Tree.
Yeah. Okay, what's your questions?
Oh yeah. Okay, all right, 10 questions. Here we go. Do you want to start?
Go ahead.
All right, I'll start. So question number 1.
Yes.
If animals could talk, which one would be the rudest?
Oh my goodness, a raccoon.
Raccoon?
Absolutely.
Okay.
What do you mean? All they do is eat your trash.
Trash pandas.
Trash pandas.
All
we
right.
are raccoons though.
I love raccoons. Humans are raccoons.
They would be rude because they wouldn't be, I guess, rude. They'd be direct.
Yes.
They know what they want.
Right.
Okay.
Question number 2.
Question 2. If your life had a theme song, what would it be?
Eye of the Tiger.
Eye of the Tiger.
That's the first one that popped in my head. Just because I'm trying to survive these children. It's like the start of it is all I could hear.
The kids are like Dolph Lundgren. So question number 3. So what's the weirdest, Rudy's, right? So food. So what's the weirdest food combination you actually enjoy?
The weirdest food combination I actually enjoy.
Good question for ADHD people.
Man. Well, I've been pregnant 3 times, so like there's been some weird...
All right. Let's hear one
weird intakes. I mean, pickles aren't weird, but like I would have to have a whole jar of pickles. Like it just that was with my second child only, but pickles. And what came with the pickles? Sour candy.
Sour candy and pickles.
Yeah. Wow.
Okay.
I don't know why, but like on the day to day, like I'm a raccoon monster. Like I just like to eat every little thing
Her
around
kid
me.
came out with an ulcer.
My kid, you know what? It's funny because that kid loves savory things, only
really?
savory things.
Doesn't like pickles?
He doesn't like. He likes like salts.
Yeah, salts.
Okay.
Yeah.
He likes sausages, chips. He doesn't. He could care less about a piece of cake.
Oh,
Okay.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Weird. It's my fault.
There you go. All right. Question number 4 over to you.
What's the best food item at Rudy's?
Which Rudy's? There's 3.
Yeah, you can answer that. That's open to interpretation.
Okay, well the Rudy's downtown, definitely the breakfast sandwich. That's a 10 out of 10. The Rudy's.
Yeah.
And then at the AYC, oh man, you were there. You got some food.
Yes.
I don't know. The dinner menu has some good ribs.
I'll tell you those
not ribs. Sorry, what was it?
The lamb.
The
Oh,
lamb.
the lamb.
The lamb was delicious.
It was really good, and I will say that as much as I'm not a hardcore dessert guy, I will say that creme brulee, the pistachio creme brulee, is the best creme brulee I've ever had.
Oh, Richard will be so pleased to hear that.
Yeah, it was so good.
It's so good.
But so the lamb, the lamb was so tender.
Yeah, the lamb's delicious.
All right, question number 5. So what's something that you believed way too long as a kid?
Oh my goodness, this is a great story. So my dad's name is Rudolph.
Yeah.
When we were a kid, he used to tell us his nose lit up at Christmas time.
Oh, no way.
We never ever saw it. And I don't know why we believed it for so long, but we did. And I was like, wait a minute. Show us, Dad. He's like, I can't. I was like, but you said you're Rudolph. So like I don't remember the crushing moment when we didn't, but I've been telling my kids that too. Like it's gone down to my children now, but
nice.
Yeah, we believed that for way too long.
So you thought that song was written for your dad?
We thought he was legitimately, his nose turned red. Yeah.
Question number 6 over to you there, Mike.
If you had to live inside a movie for a year, which movie would you choose?
A year? That's too much of a commitment for me. That's a
long time.
It's a long time.
My sister will know this when I say this. Freaky Friday. The original Freaky Friday.
Yep.
Or Princess Diaries.
Princess Diaries.
Those are 2 staples that I watched as a child over and over. You know how you hyperfixate on something?
Yep.
Those were mine.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Yep. So question number 7. So what's one book or movie that you've enjoyed in the past year?
Books. I don't read books.
That's fair. That makes sense.
Too dyslexic for books.
Yep.
I listen to things.
Could be audiobook though.
Yeah, I listen to things. I mean, in the last year, it's hard as a parent. And this is my downfall, is that I don't take time for myself when it comes to those things.
Fair.
Because most of the things I have to listen to are Paw Patrol podcasts or Netflix originals or Sleep Time Stories.
Is there a Paw Patrol podcast? Are you really?
It's like stories. It's just podcast stories. So,
Gotcha.
But most of it has unfortunately been children's books.
Fair.
To avoid the screens.
That's fair. That's legit. We got a Yodo for my son.
I got the Tony box.
Yeah, it's awesome.
They're the
So
best.
All right, so Paw Patrol. We're just gonna throw that as Paw Patrol. Question number 8 over to you.
If you could rate Mike and Matt on a scale of 1 to 10 of ADHD,
how much ADHD do we have on a scale of 1 to 10?
More?
Who is more? I think you're equally tens in your own ways.
Tell that to the government. I'm trying to pay my taxes.
Because we have to remember ADHD isn't a textbook. It's a fingerprint. So
everything's a spectrum, right?
you just look at his picture here, like this.
No, exactly. Yeah. All right. Question number 9. What cartoon character do that you most identify with?
Oh boy, cartoon character do I most identify as? Bringing me back to cartoon characters. Remember Rugrats?
Of course.
That was great.
Remember that girl with the teenager? I think
Angelica?
She was? Angelica.
Oh, Angelica. Yeah. She was just
like
the old. She was like the 5-year-old.
She was like the one that like ruled the roost.
Yes.
I feel like I was Angelica, and I feel like I still now, as a parent and an adult, am now Angelica.
She was a little evil, man.
She was a little sassy, but
good core at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Really terrible human being. She had a little bit of.
I think she embodied the older sibling. Like it was like
Yeah,
you
that's
could
kind
you
of-
could be mean to your younger siblings, but no other one else could be mean to them.
Nobody will believe this, but
That
like
show was
I
great
was.
about parents. You
Yeah.
ever watch the parents in that show? If
Yes.
you watch a little bit older,
It's
you get
great.
a whole new perspective on that show.
I
You're like,
know.
it's a good. It was a well done show.
It is, and I don't know why it's no longer. I mean,
It's because 90s cartoons were the best.
oh my god, unreal.
Yeah, they were the
But it was
best.
almost like it was half made for adults.
It was. I mean, a lot of there was a lot of.
Yeah,
things
a lot
Yeah.
of humor
It's-
slid in there. Yeah,
yeah.
for sure. Yeah.
Question number 10 over to you, Mike.
All right. If you could instantly become an expert in something totally random, like a competitive hot dog eating or medieval sword fighting, what would you pick?
An instant expert in something.
But random though.
I'm done painting. I can finally look at you now. I'm so focused on this thing.
That's okay. Do you see how well
My
you
head's
talk
been
during
down
doing
the entire
it?
podcast.
That's how we do it. Something weird. Oh, I don't even know where I'd go. It'd probably be some art craft. I mean, I just got stained glass. Like I don't
Oh, that's
know,
right. Yeah,
I
yeah,
don't
you
know
said
how to
that, yeah.
do it, but I'm like, this is my new hyperfixation. So if I can be an expert in how to make stained glass.
That's a great answer.
There's a butt painted over there.
Oh, there sure is. Yep.
Yeah.
Oh yes, that is definitely a butt.
That is
Yeah.
booty.
Yeah.
I like to
Just a
paint
butt.
figures.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
There you
So
go.
I had a kid come in here once, and they're like, "Is that a bomb?" And I was like, and the mom was standing right there. I was like, "How do I process?" I said, "Yes, it is. All bodies are beautiful."
All right, so we have our last call. We're done the 10 questions. Last call. We want to. I mean, I think we know the theme of the year was how we, how we help people. I think we know that one. So why don't we go back to last year's question and ask her that?
Last year's.
So last year's question was, I forget now. I'm having an ADHD moment.
ADHD.
Yeah, exactly.
Advice you were given in your lifetime.
Yeah, advice. Thank you.
Some advice you're given in your lifetime that you'd like to share with our listeners today.
Yeah.
Some advice I was giving in my lifetime. Slow down.
Slow down.
Good advice.
Slow down. And that's something I still struggle with. But
Yeah. Tell me about
given the topic.
it. Yeah. No, that's good.
Well, cheers to you.
Cheers.
For
Yeah.
Cheers.
the
Thank you so much.
painting session,
Cheers,
green
yes,
tea,
great,
and the
amazing,
insights.
yeah.
This has been really cool.
Yeah.
How do people find you?
Yeah.
My website, www.nsarttherapy.com, and then nsarttherapy across all socials.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much. This has
Thank
been
you.
really fun.
Thank you. It's been wonderful.
Have a great day.
Cheers.